part 2. So this is about where we left off from. And fold it up 2 again. 1, 2. And then I'll fold it in half diagonally. Now unfold, rotate, and fold not 1 but 2 up. And now skip 1, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now 1, 2. Now 1, 2. 1, 2. And there's no need to do the diagonal fold, but because it should already be there. Unfold, rotate, and this is the last time. So not 1, but 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Make sure to always do 2. 1, 2. Now 1, 2. 1, 2. Now 1, 2. Last fold. There, we're done all the folding. Now we just have to collapse it. So whatever color you want facing upward, like this one I chose green. This one I want to choose blue. So flip it over and find the middle fold. So this should be the middle fold. And then I'll take a pencil. And this is the middle fold, so you can mark the 2 folds next to it. So this one and this one, and do that all the way around. So this is the center right here. So the fold's right next to it. This is the middle, and the one's right next to it. And that's the middle, and you can, there. That's optional if you want. And now you can pinch on those 2 folds and go to the center. And what you want to do is keep going until the 2 sides go together. And that should be about there. And then you can, holding these sides, you can push these 2 points, same as over here, so it looks like this. And now repeat on all the other 3 sides. So pinch those 2 sides, and it should kind of already be there. So it should go to that point. You can push them in. And now do this part too. Pinch it. Go until the 2 sides connect. And it should get easier and easier for it to connect them. And now this side should practically already be done. And now this is kind of tricky, not really. So you just want to keep pushing these 2 sides together and to the center until it's neat and flattened. And then you can flatten this and make sure the folds don't pivot. And do that on all of them. And now this one. Be really careful with this part so this And you can even flip it over and make sure it's aligned. And there, and now if you flip it over, you can see that we have one center square. That's gonna be the main top one. And now what we wanna do is on this long stretched area, you can kind of pull it apart and put your fingers in there. Keep pinching it until there's a square and it will look like this. And then you can push on there and kind of squish this up to the top. Now if you look at this angle, there's the fold there. And you want to extend that all the way over here. So you're basically just extending that fold. Same over here. Extending that fold. Now you can put your finger in the top and make two mountain folds going apart. So it'll look like this. And then you can push that up there and flatten it. And as you can see, we just divided that little part right here. And now do that on the other three corners. There's a lot of repeating in the collapsing. And now we can push on here, fold this up, extend there, that fold, and push in here and flatten it. And you should be making no new folds. Now extend that and extend this side. You can put your finger in and flatten it. One more. Put your finger in, make it so it's about a square, and you can push that part. Make sure it goes from point to point. You can fold it up, extend the two sides, and you can flatten it down. And now you can see that we have these four long and now what you want to do is choose one of those edges where the two sides meet and push it open. And as you can see, my fingers behind help. And push about 2 squares. So 1, 2, and then you can push behind right on there. Same here, 1 square, 2 square. Push on here, and that side came done. And then it should look like this. And then right here, you can extend that fold. And then do this side too, so it's 1 square, 2 square. And then your finger behind can help and make sure it goes like in, so the two sides meet right there. And then you can push here, so it should look like that. Then you can do the same thing here. And you can see it's already forming. You just have to push right here and meet those two sides together. And now this is like the same thing, but at the beginning. And then you can separate those two flaps. And we made another square. And I repeat the same thing on all the other 3 ones. So push behind on those 2. Extend the fold, pinch there, and push here. Make sure the folds are all in the right spot. Pinch there, pinch here, push it. And if it gets like this, where there's a long fold extending, just push that, and it should always be flat. Same as in here, there should be 2 mountain folds. And now same thing, you can flatten it and separate the 2 flaps. 2 more times. Push on the second square, Make sure it's the second, not the third or the first. And then it makes the arrow, and then you can push down, and it's nice and neat. Same on this side. Almost done. This whole model is just like this. It's all continuing. And now you can flatten it again. And we're done that step. Doesn't matter if they don't stay that flat. And now you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. And now we're doing that same step before. So with your finger behind, push here and make it a mountain fold. And then you can flatten that part and fold it up. In this part, you just have to fold this, and it can make this part, make that part, and then you can squash the top part. Now you have to do that all the way around, and then you should be done. So put your finger in here, flatten, fold both sides. This one. This fold came undone. Push that up there. There. Almost done here. 3 more. It's okay if your folds come undone. You can just kind of make sure all the mountain folds are there, same as the valley folds. One last time. And we are almost done. And you can flatten it all out. Make sure to put them in the right directions. And you can flip it over. And you might want to put it in between 2 books and leave it there for a few days to make sure it's all flattened. And we're done. The Clover tessellation.